Hello friends, I'm doing a little video today to help us understand what Dropbox does. It's a little hard to understand if you've not used file sharing, so I thought that this little demonstration video might be helpful. So, let's say that you have created a document and it's over here on your computer. And you're thinking, boy, I really want to share it with this person and this person. And so what you would do is you would take your document, you would attach it to an email, and then you get to keep your document, but you get to send a document to these other people. So everybody has the same document, right? We do that all the time. We share files via email. But let's say that this person over here realizes there's a problem. And so this person says, you know, you really need to add this. Now this person's document is different from this one and your original, right? Because everybody has the original. This person's made a change. This person can send you an email and say, make that change. So you get your little document out. You make the change. This person over here gets their document out. They make the change. Okay, that's one way to do it. But see all the things we had to do. Now let's say that this person said, you know, I know we made that change, but actually we don't need to make it. And so this person sends an email, says, forget that change we just made. And somebody else says, I'm getting confused. And so they said, okay, never mind. Let me send out a new email. So this person says, tell you what, don't make the change that was made. But you know what? Instead, I'd like us to make that change. But I know it's confusing. So instead of you changing all your documents, how about I send you a copy of the document I've now done? So this person sends out an email to everybody, and you get that in your email box. Now, how many documents do you have in your box? You have 2, and they're different. And a lot of us find that when we're working on a project together, we can end up with lots and lots of emails, and it's really confusing to know which document is the right one, which stage of change is the right one, and maybe even finding it on our computers. So let's look at another way to share files. Another way to share files is to have all 3 users set up a Dropbox account. The Dropbox account is a filing cabinet in the web that all 3 users have been invited to use and are permitted to use. So let's say the original person creates the document. Here we go. And so they say, instead of emailing it out to everybody, they create the document and they put it in Dropbox. And so this person can send an email, or the way the Dropbox set up may send an announcement and say, guess what, folks? All 3 of you have a document on Dropbox. All 3 can go onto the cloud, look at the document on Dropbox. Remember how this person wanted to add something? Well, this person can say, oops, this person can say, I want to add something. So they add it. It's on Dropbox. Anybody can go onto Dropbox, and now the file that's on Dropbox is not the old one. It's the new one with the change. Now remember how this person said, no, we actually don't need to make that change. This person can use the file that's shared on Dropbox, make that change, and if you go onto Dropbox, you all get the most recent version in its recent state. You don't have all these different versions. It's all in one place. And then this person said, actually, there's something I do want to add. They make that change. Again, it's one document saved on the cloud that anybody can access anytime. Now, you can go onto the cloud and make copies of this. And I think one of the problems that happens is that people will say, oh, I see this on Dropbox. I'm going to look at it on Dropbox, but I'm going to make a copy and I'm going to put it on my computer. And now what I'm going to do on my computer, I'm going to add this. But because you've only done that on your computer, this copy hasn't been changed. This copy has stayed the same. And so for these other people to see the changes, they have to ask you. If you had made the change onto Dropbox, let's leave that file there. Let's say you said, oh, I'll do the change on Dropbox. I'll look at the file, I'll make the change, I'll leave it on Dropbox, and then everybody has the same thing to look at. Another thing that happens on Dropbox, which can be problematic, let's say this person has downloaded this from Dropbox, has the same thing. These are the identical files, right? But this person says, I don't like the way this project's going at all. And this person just goes into Dropbox, says, I'm just going to delete all of that. I don't like that at all. And what happened? The file that you all access has been changed drastically. And this person who downloaded it onto their personal computer has the previous version. Well, the cool thing about Dropbox is if somebody does this by mistake, if they save over your hard work you did together, Dropbox will go back in to the memory and you can revert back to the earlier version. And so even if somebody does a boo-boo, changes your shared document, you can go back into Dropbox, call it back up. Now that's a very, very quick little review. One of the things that Dropbox is good for too is, let's say, I didn't get props for this. Let's say we want to create a really big document. Say we're working on, very good examples like slides for Sunday morning. That's a whole lot of data. And so I'm over here making the slides for Sunday morning, and then I put it on, I try to send it to you, and it's too big for your emails. It's too big for your emails. It's too big for your emails. But a great big file will always fit in Dropbox. We set it up so it always fits. So you can go in and you can look at it, but you don't have to actually download all of that information onto your computer. You're just going to look at it in the cloud. That may be a little too advanced, but I'm here to tell you the gift of Dropbox is just wonderful. The other thing that's lovely about it is that anybody who wants to, with permission, can add a file to Dropbox. And so instead of having to go to the church office and go look at a file cabinet, instead of waiting till office hours when somebody's in the office and saying, hey, can you send me a copy of, say, that A document? I'd love to have a copy of the A document that's saved over here on the church's paper files or the church's computer. If that file is saved on Dropbox 24/7, you can go onto Dropbox if you've been given permission. You can see this document. You can even make a copy if you need to make a copy. You might even make a change, but 24/7 you have access to the cloud. If you're dealing with files on people's computers, you have to have permission. You have to work in the hours that they're working. So I love sharing files on Dropbox. In fact, I love it so much that most of my files are on Dropbox because I can share them easily with others. I can be on one device and then think, oh, I need to look at that and see it from another device. It's just a really wonderful thing. So I hope this little video hasn't confused you. But this is why, as an organization, if we can set up a shared file cabinet in the cloud, we can share documents with each other. We can store them all in one place so that people can access them whenever they want to. We can build documents together collaboratively, having them all stay here instead of sending each other lots and lots of emails. And if by mistake we happen to work over somebody's information, we can go back and we can restore a document that was changed. And there's lots more we can do too, but I think for right now, that explains why I'm such a strong advocate for the use of Dropbox. And you can set up an account free of charge. I have a free account. And as we use it more and more, we'll probably have to move to a nonprofit account. As we put more and more items in our shared Dropbox, we may need to pay for a little bit more storage. But I'm here to tell you it's a wonderful tool. And so I hope you will be brave. Set up a set up a Dropbox account on your computer, on your device. And if you don't have permission to use the files in here, You have to be given permission to use these files. Right now, I'm the administrator of this file cabinet that's in the cloud. If you would like to have access, just send me an email, and I can also invite you to share files. As we start using Dropbox more and more, we will set up other files that are limited in access, so different groups, like each committee might have their own restricted file. But for right now, we just have one file cabinet that anybody who's given permission has access. So good luck. That's a beginning. And just take a deep breath and let's learn to do this new thing together. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.